Thanks for tuning in. By 1968, factory-built performance cars were more powerful than ever, and one of the most critical factors that drew potential buyers to the showroom was the top speed. In this episode, we'll review the top speed muscle cars from 1968. Stay tuned and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as we get into the countdown. Number 15. Mercury Cougar XR7 GT 428 Cobra Jet, 120 miles per hour. In the 1960s, Ford's Mustang achieved great success, and Mercury, Ford's luxury division, sought to offer a more refined yet powerful vehicle. The vehicle that the engineers built was the 1968 Mercury Cougar XR7 with a GTE package. The Cougar's sleek front end and hidden headlights helped reduce drag. It had an upgraded suspension package with heavy-duty springs, anti-roll bars, and shock absorbers to ensure better road grip and stability during high-speed maneuvers. Under the hood was a 428 cubic inch V8 equipped with forged steel crankshafts, heavy-duty connecting rods, and reinforced cylinder heads. It was officially rated at 335 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque, but thanks to the functional ram air induction system, its actual output was closer to 410 horsepower. The 428 was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Number 14. Mercury Cyclone GT, 122 miles per hour. The Cyclone name first appeared in 1964 as an upgrade to the Mercury Comet, but in 1968, the Cyclone GT truly emerged as a distinct model with a unique identity. In 1968, Mercury positioned the Cyclone GT as a more upscale alternative to cars like the Ford Torino GT and the Fairlane, which shared the same platform. It was marketed as a sleek, high-performance coupe with Mercury's styling flair and attention to comfort. Under the hood was a 428 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8, but a 302 cubic inch V8 was also available as standard. The 428 featured a reinforced block, heavy-duty internals, and high-flow heads. It produced 335 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque, and was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. This car could reach a top speed of 122 miles per hour. Number 13. Plymouth Roadrunner Hemi, 122 miles per hour. The Roadrunner was a high-performance car that acquired the name of the famed animated cartoon bird character. The 1968 Roadrunner Hemi is one of the most iconic muscle cars of the era, known for its raw power and straightforward design. The 1968 Roadrunner had a relatively low stance, and the lack of unnecessary chrome helped reduce weight and drag. With a functional air scoop on Hemi models, the flat hood helped direct cool air into the engine, improving performance. The car had reinforced heavy-duty front and rear suspension components, including beefier torsion bars and leaf springs. Under the hood was the legendary 426 Hemi featuring a forged steel crankshaft, solid lifters, cross-bolted main bearings, and hemispherical combustion chambers. This engine was officially rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, though many believed it actually produced 450 horsepower, thanks to its dual 4-barrel carburetors. The Hemi was mated to a 4-speed manual with a Hurst shifter, which helped the car reach a top speed of 122 miles per hour. Number 12. AMC Javelin, 124 miles per hour. The AMC Javelin helped launch American motors into the pony car war, which the Ford Mustang and Chevy Camaro started. AMC announced the Javelin, a 2-door semi-fastback capitalized on the long hood and short deck layout via press release on August 22, 1967. The Javelin's front end featured a split grille with recessed headlights, which helped reduce air resistance. It also had a double wishbone front suspension and traditional leaf springs on the rear, with heavy-duty options available. Optional anti-roll bars, which enhanced cornering stability, were also available. Under the hood was a 390 cubic inch V8 featuring solid lifters, a dual 4-barrel cross-ram intake manifold, and high-performance camshafts. It was rated at 315 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque, delivering excellent low-end performance. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, which helped the car reach a top speed of 124 miles per hour. Number 11. Chevy Nova SS 396 L78, 127 miles per hour. The 1968 Chevy Nova SS 396 L78 was a compact muscle car that combined lightweight construction with a high-power, big-block engine. It was designed to compete with smaller muscle cars like the Ford Mustang, Dodge Dart GTS, and Plymouth Barracuda. Engineers focused on building it on the new X-body unibody platform with a bolt-in subframe that incorporated the engine. The SS package included heavy-duty suspension components with reinforced shocks and springs, An anti-roll bar was included to reduce body roll and provide a more balanced ride when cornering. The heart of the Nova SS was a 396 cubic inch V8 known as the L78, a high-compression, big-block engine. It featured a forged steel crankshaft, high-flow heads, solid lifters, and a heavy-duty 4-bolt main block. The 396 was rated at 375 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, although many enthusiasts believed it was underrated and could produce over 400 horsepower in real-world conditions. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that enabled the car to reach a top speed of 127 miles per hour. Number 10. Ford Mustang 428 Cobra Jet, 131 miles per hour. The 1968 Ford Mustang 428 Cobra Jet was introduced on April 1, 1968. By this time, Ford had recognized the need for a more potent engine to keep up with the rising horsepower figures of rivals like the Camaro and Charger. The 68 Mustang's sloping roofline reduced wind resistance, making it better suited for high-speed performance. It also came with a functional hood scoop that fed cold air directly to the engine's air cleaner, increasing performance. The Cobra Jet models came with heavy-duty front coil springs to manage the increased weight of the big block engine and maintain stability during hard acceleration. Under the hood was the 428 cubic inch V8, featuring a cast iron block with reinforced main caps, forged pistons, a high lift camshaft, and large port cylinder heads. It was officially rated at 335 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque, but in reality it produced closer to 400 horsepower. The 428 was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 131 miles per hour. Number 9. Hurst Olds 455, 132 miles per hour. The 1968 Hurst Olds 455 was a unique and powerful muscle car from a partnership between Oldsmobile and the famous shifter manufacturer Hurst Performance. The Hurst Olds body was sleek and smooth, following the lines of the 1968 Oldsmobile Cutlass but with a unique dual-scooped hood that enhanced airflow and cooling. This functional hood scoop became its signature feature. The Hurst Olds featured a rear deck lid spoiler that improved high-speed stability and a heavy-duty suspension system with upgraded shocks and springs for better handling. A thick front sway bar was standard, reducing body roll during cornering. Under the hood was the massive 455 cubic inch V8 featuring a performance camshaft. It was officially rated at 390 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, although many believed it produced over 400 horsepower. The engine was mated to a 3-speed automatic transmission, and the car could reach 132 miles per hour. Number 8. Chevy Camaro Z28, 132 miles per hour. The 1968 Camaro Z28 was built to dominate the SCCA Trans Am Racing Series, making it a formidable competitor against cars like the Ford Mustang and Mercury Cougar. The Z28 retained its sleek and aggressive styling with subtle modifications like a lowered stance, which reduced drag and made it more stable at high speeds. A signature feature on many Z28s was the optional cowl induction hood with a raised scoop near the windshield. It also came standard with the F41 Special Suspension Package, which included heavy-duty front and rear springs, performance shocks, and a thicker front sway bar. Under the hood was the legendary 302 cubic inch engine with forged steel crankshaft, high-flow cylinder heads, and a solid lifter camshaft. It was officially rated at 290 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque, but many sources estimate the engine's actual output to be closer to 350 horsepower. The 302 was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 132 miles per hour. Are you ready for our 7 top speed muscle cars on the list? Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, which helps us create more episodes. Number 7. Chevy Biscayne 427 L72, 133 miles per hour. The 1968 Chevy Biscayne 427 was aimed at drag racers and those who wanted high performance without the added costs associated with trim levels like the Impala or Caprice. Chevy did not advertise the Biscayne 427 L72 aggressively, relying instead on word of mouth among muscle car enthusiasts. Under the hood was a 427 cubic inch V8 officially rated at 425 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, although many believed it produced closer to 450 horsepower in real-world scenarios. This engine featured a forged steel crankshaft, forged aluminum pistons, high-performance cylinder heads, and a solid lifter camshaft. The 427 was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach up to 133 miles per hour. Number 6. Plymouth GTX Hemi, 137 miles per hour. The 1968 Plymouth GTX Hemi was a high-performance muscle car that epitomized the power and aggression of the late 1960s American automotive culture. It was marketed as a gentleman's muscle car, featuring a long fiberglass hood with functional air scoops and a short rear deck. The GTX came equipped with a heavy-duty suspension, including a front torsion bar setup and heavy-duty leaf springs in the rear. Under the hood was the legendary 426 cubic inch Hemi V8 engine featuring heavy-duty components like forged steel connecting rods and high-performance cylinder heads. It was officially rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, and was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. This car could reach 137 miles per hour. Number 5. Shelby Mustang Cobra GT 500 KR, 140 miles per hour. The 1968 Shelby Mustang Cobra GT 500 KR was a legendary muscle car designed for speed and built with a racing heritage. Its development involved collaboration between Ford and Carroll Shelby's team. The GT 500 KR retained the iconic Mustang shape but featured distinctive Shelby touches, such as a fiberglass hood with functional scoops, which improved airflow to the engine. The addition of a rear spoiler helped provide downforce at high speeds, enhancing stability during acceleration and cornering. Moreover, the car had a performance-tuned suspension with stiffer springs, heavy-duty shocks, and front and rear sway bars. Under the hood was the 428 cubic inch V8, rated at 335 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. It featured a forged steel crankshaft and robust internals to withstand high-performance demands. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 140 miles per hour. Number 4. Dodge Coronet RT Hemi, 140 miles per hour. The 1968 Dodge Coronet RT Hemi was aimed at enthusiasts looking for a high-performance vehicle that could rival the Chevy SS and the Mustang on the track. The Coronet's design included functional elements like performance hood with scoops that directed airflow to the engine, improving cooling during aggressive driving. It came equipped with heavy-duty springs and shock absorbers, providing a firm ride that handled the demands of high-speed driving and cornering. Under the hood was the iconic 426 Hemi V8, which produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 150 miles per hour. Number 3. Dodge Charger 426 Hemi RT, 160 miles per hour. The 1968 Dodge Charger 426 Hemi RT is a legendary muscle car that captured the hearts of performance enthusiasts. The RT designation indicated a focus on performance, making the Charger a serious contender among the top muscle cars of the era. The Charger's long hood and fastback rear design enhanced its sporty appearance. It featured functional hood scoops that helped channel cool air to the engine, improving performance. The Charger RT was equipped with a heavy-duty suspension system that included stiffer springs and shocks, allowing for better handling and ride control during spirited driving. Under the hood was the formidable 426 Hemi V8, which produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 160 miles per hour. Number 2. Corvette Stingray 427 L88, 171 miles per hour. The 1968 Corvette Stingray 427 L88 was a legendary American sports car known for its stunning performance, striking design, and racing heritage. The Stingray had a long hood, short rear deck, low-slung profile, and integrated headlights that minimized drag. Its hood had functional air intakes, which improved airflow to the engine. The car featured a fully independent suspension, allowing each wheel to react independently to road conditions. Under the hood was the powerful 427 cubic inch V8 featuring forged pistons, a heavy-duty crankshaft, and high-flow cylinder heads. It was officially rated at 430 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, but many enthusiasts believe it could produce 500 horsepower. The 427 was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 171 miles per hour. Number 1. Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock, 176 miles per hour. The 1968 Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock's lightweight construction, powerful Hemi engine, and specialized features made it a formidable contender on the drag strip and lands it at number 1 on our list. The Dart featured a fiberglass hood with scoops for increased airflow to the engine, aiding performance during high-speed runs. Additionally, it was equipped with a heavy-duty suspension setup that included stiffer springs and adjustable shocks, allowing for optimal weight transfer during launches. Under the hood was a legendary 426 Hemi V8, which produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the car could reach 176 miles per hour. Thanks for watching today's episode. Which of these muscle cars is your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the like button to show your support and stay updated on our latest episodes.